Right now, somewhere in your shop, there is one person dragging everyone else down. You know who it is. Your best employees know who it is. Every single day you keep them, you are quietly losing the trust of the people you actually need. And the dangerous part is, nothing looks broken on the surface. Cars are still getting done. The schedule still moves. But underneath, your standards are slipping. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what one bad hire really costs you and give you a clear way to finally deal with it. Over 15 years, hiring and firing hundreds of people across 3 businesses, I've seen this play out more times than I can count. The real cost of a bad hire is never just their paycheck. That's the smallest part of it. It's the job that takes 2 hours longer than it should. It's the rework that someone else has to fix. It's the frustration building in your top people when they're carrying more than their share. And most importantly, it's the slow erosion of your culture. Because culture isn't what you say, it's what you tolerate. And when you tolerate one person not pulling their weight, you are setting the standard for everyone else. I've had the same conversation over and over again. One of my best guys pulls me aside and says, "Why should I push if he's not pushing?" And early on, I used to respond with logic. I'd say, "You get paid double, you should produce double." And they'd just stare at me, no answer. Because in that moment, I realized something. They weren't asking about pay, they were asking about fairness. They were asking if the standard actually meant something. And if your best people start questioning that, you're already losing them. You just don't see it yet. Now here's what this actually looks like inside your shop. There are 2 types of people that create this problem. The first type, they talk well. They know exactly what to say. They show up, they look busy, they give you just enough to stay out of trouble. But when you actually break it down, they're not producing, they're not improving, they're not taking ownership, they're just staying comfortable. The second type is more dangerous. They're quiet, they don't complain, they don't cause obvious issues. They just operate at the lowest acceptable level. And what happens over time is, they set the floor. Everyone else starts drifting toward that level. Not because your team is weak, but because standards are contagious. If the lowest performer is accepted, the entire team slowly adjusts downward. Then there's another situation that's just as damaging. Someone who might be skilled, but they can't operate within the team. They create tension, they talk too much, they bring negative energy into the shop. And that's when you start hearing things. Managers start picking up on it. The tone of conversation shifts, and eventually, your best employees start asking the question, why is this person still here? And I'll tell you this straight, when your best people ask that question, that is your answer. Now let's talk about the moment you finally make the decision. Letting someone go is never easy. It doesn't feel good. You question yourself. You wonder if you're making the right call. But every single time I've done it, the same thing happens. It's like a weight comes off the entire building. Within hours, the energy changes. People are talking more. They're moving faster. They're more engaged. It's not forced. It just happens. And the craziest part is this. The team steps up without being asked. They fill the gaps. They take ownership. And sometimes, production actually goes up with one less person. That's when it really hits you. That person wasn't just underperforming, they were holding everyone else back. And the hardest lesson I've learned through all of this is simple. I always regret not listening to my team sooner, every time. So the real question becomes, how do you catch this early before it becomes a bigger problem? It starts in the interview. I always ask, what were you most proud of at your last job? High performers don't hesitate. They light up. They give you specifics. They talk about growth, ideas, things they improved. The wrong hires, they give vague answers. You can feel there's nothing behind it. Then I ask, what didn't you like about your last boss or team? This one tells you everything. High performers take ownership. Even if they had issues, they frame it around growth. They wanted more responsibility, more opportunity. Bad hires, they blame everyone. The boss was the problem. The team was the problem. The system was the problem. Everything points outward. That's the difference. Growth mindset, you move forward. Fixed mindset, you walk away. Then, onboarding. This is where most people miss it. Before that new hire even starts, your team should know exactly who they are and what's expected. Because when someone walks into a strong environment, the team helps set the standard immediately. And in those first few days, pay attention. You don't need a report. You don't need a meeting. Just watch your team, how they interact, how they respond. Whether they lean in or pull back, your best employees will tell you everything without saying a word. Now, before you go firing people, you need to take responsibility first. Have they actually been trained properly? If the answer is no, that's on you. You can't expect performance without clarity. That's why there are only two options: train them up or train them out. Training up means you give them everything, every process, every expectation, every standard. You document it, you walk them through it, you remove every excuse they could possibly have. Now they know exactly what good looks like. Then you watch what they do with it. Some people step up. They just needed direction. Others don't. And that's when you move to training out. That means clear expectations, clear warnings, clear consequences. Because without consequences, nothing changes. They will repeat the same behavior over and over again, and the rest of your team will keep watching it happen. And here's the final piece that most owners avoid. Ask your best employees what they think, not in a formal way. Just listen. 9 out of 10 times they already know. And when you act on that, when you show them that their standards matter, you build trust that you can't fake. Because the last thing you want is your employees questioning your ability to make the right call. You already know who it is. You've known for a while. The question is whether you're going to keep letting that one person cost you the trust of everyone else on your team. Train them up or train them out, but decide today. Drop your email at the link below. The Limitless Auto Ecosystem is coming, and everything I know about building great teams is going into what's next.